Okay, we're live.
All right.
I know. Today's episode is going to be fucking whack.
Why do you say whack right off the bat?
Oh, because I have nothing to talk about, so we'll just be bullshitting today, so that'll be fun.
Don't we always bullshit though?
Yeah, we do always
It's
bullshit.
like our that's kind of the whole thing, right? Just talking in circles.
I think that's our shtick.
It is our shtick.
It is our shtick. Okay, now, you were saying, damn, I'm going to have a hard time looking at you.
Because we gotta turn like this.
I know. I'm about to switch where I'm sitting. This will be an audio podcast only. I apologize. But tell them what you were about to tell me.
Oh, so reportedly, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are in talks to not only reprise their role in the Spider-Man movie coming out, but they're supposed to play a few recurring characters. They're supposed to stay in the MCU for a while, or that's the contract that they're working with right now.
Hold on,
this just came out.
Okay, I still have to move my seat. Hold on.
You're good. You're good.
Oh my God. Okay, so is that the reason I keep seeing articles about Toby may or may not, if he is, and they still won't say if he's in the fucking MCU, by the way.
He is. Alfred Molina already confirmed. I don't know if I told you last week. He confirmed.
Yeah.
He said word for word, it's my character from Spider-Man 2. So if he's coming back, then if Tobey Maguire's in the movie, it's confirmed.
Okay,
so it's confirmed.
Okay, that's right. Okay, yeah, so I keep seeing articles that says, it even says in the articles, like, if Tobey Maguire does have a contract with Marvel, right now they're discussing on if it's just a one-time thing or
if it's reoccurring.
And I keep being like, what? So I'm surprised.
It's just because you have to use that kind of wording legally right now, because I'm sure that if they have more reoccurring characters that are tied to Sony, it's just harder to keep them in the movies, especially over on the MCU side, because Sony likes to have their hands in everything that they do. Like the one input Sony had for, have you heard this? The one input Sony had for Spider-Man Homecoming was the messed up line in the very beginning of the movie. It says 8 years later.
Are you fucking?
Sony insisted on that being put in.
So that was them.
That was Sony.
So that whole really confusing.
The reason you're confused on where Tom Holland's Spider-Man lines up, how old he is, Sony's fault. That was their one input on the movie. You're welcome.
Okay. I also fixed the microphones. I don't think you actually have to be so close anymore. So, yeah, that should
How's
be.
that?
You don't have to be far away.
I don't feel like I'm far away. See, look, you told me this was too close, and then I had it medium, and you're like, too far.
Okay. Well, right now, I feel like our episodes are inconsistent, and every time the volume keeps changing, because I don't know what I like to hear. Right. Because when I'm at work, I like loud podcasts to where the volume is just higher than like a normal one, and I can listen with one headphone in the back of the kitchen with the head shit on and like the fans going and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can hear the podcast.
Exactly.
But dude, if I'm listening to like Joe Rogan,
Mm-hmm.
to where they're usually pretty calm 90% of the time, which is fine, but it's a quieter podcast, dude, totally. I have to put both headphones in and turn it all the way up. So I come across the same issue with our own when I'm editing it. I'm like, I don't know if I want it to be loud or quiet, because you and I are very animated sometimes. So, yeah.
I know exactly what you mean.
So that's why I mentioned the length. But okay, so Sony, their only input on Spider-Man Homecoming was the fuck up.
The fuck up 8 years later.
When did they finally admit that was them?
I still don't think Sony has came out and claimed, but I think there's been a few people at Disney and Marvel who've come out and said, yeah, we didn't want that to be in there.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. And like that wasn't our decision.
So it's more like we're neither confirming nor denying.
Exactly.
It's more of if it was up to us,
it wouldn't have been in there.
But we're not saying it wasn't up to us.
Exactly.
But we're not saying it is?
Exactly.
Okay, that's terrible.
Yeah. It was their way of saying, fuck those guys.
It's a corporate's way of beating around the bush.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's ridiculous. Jesus. So you were talking about Tobey Maguire. Right before that, you had asked me if I seen the recent Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we can get into that too.
Okay.
I'm actually really excited to talk about that.
Okay, this won't release until Monday, so spoilers are fine. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, obviously, I'll say spoiler warning.
But
if you aren't a comic book reader, this is more of a new costume for you. But this episode kind of jumps right into it with we start out with Bucky on the ground, basically. I think I've skipped, like, there's an intro with Carly.
So, like, is there actually shit that's before that? And you're like, this is where I started caring.
Yeah, it's an intro with Carly, and I think you're talking to a few people. It doesn't really matter. But the start of all of it is the last episode ended with all the UN basically getting locked in a room together, and the Flag Smashers were the bad guy this series.
Have we figured out how significant they are so far? Do we know, like, their actual identity, or are they just right now?
We know all the Flag Smashers right now. All the Flag Smashers came from the Power Broker, who we find out who is the Power Broker this episode. They all came from the Power Broker's place in Madripoor, and they all worked as her security detail, and they stole the super soldier serum. So
that girl that Sam is fighting has a super soldier. So that scene that I watched out of context, okay, that makes more sense now.
The reason why she doesn't look buff like Steve Rogers is because the dude who made it, his name's Dr. Nagel, and Dr. Nagel perfected the super soldier serum to where it makes it to where it doesn't make
this is
buff, but you have super strength. It's supposed to be subtle.
That's kind of another question I had, because aren't they just injecting it like a normal shot?
Yes, but they specifically say that it feels like your veins are on fire whenever you inject it.
I get that, and they said the same thing to Steve. They were like, "This isn't going to hurt a little. This is going to hurt a lot." But he had like he had multiple, didn't he?
Yeah, it was a machine. It was in the 1940s.
Next to Howard Stark.
Yes, but it was still forever ago, and
that was still technically the trials.
Yeah,
wasn't
and
it?
this is a perfected formula.
Okay. Perfected formula. I don't know. I still kind of like the enhancing part.
Agreed. I think that it's cooler to get buff. I wouldn't want to.
Well, not even necessarily
I wouldn't be
buff
fat and have super strength. That's kind of whack.
But that's the thing. It doesn't necessarily make you buff. It just makes you the perfect human. Does it not? So technically,
yes.
So technically, he's not just big and strong. He's what a human should look like at top physical, peak form. Yeah. So that's why it was always funny when they said super soldier serum, because that's not technically, like, Steve can die.
Well, he's been shot a few times. That's like the whole point, is that he can take a bullet.
But he can't take all bullets.
No, he can't take like 6, but he can take like
4. Okay. I don't know. Comic books are weird, bro. That shit always confused me.
So there was actually 2 comic accurate costumes that came out of this episode.
I was actually going to ask, as a person who doesn't watch the comic, like doesn't
read any comic books.
Well, I don't necessarily not read comic books, because I do read a lot of comic strips online, believe it or not. They have the digital print.
Yeah. I like the digital too.
I do too.
The Comic Insider on the Marvel app,
ladies
really
and gentlemen, it is not the same thing.
It's not even close.
I miss looking
a real comic book is actually
I like turning through the pages, getting ink on your fingers.
Exactly.
You know? But or pulling it out the sleeve. Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
So nice.
Anyway, but fuck, where was I going with this? As a person who doesn't like that storyline of comic book and has not paid very much attention to the show, is the costume decent?
Yes. When you see it at first, you're going to be like, oh, that's a little goofy, but it's because it's the closest thing we've gotten to a 100% comic accurate suit since Deadpool. It is, to a T, 1-for-1, the comic book suit from Captain America as Falcon.
How did they do that without it looking like stupid?
It looks like it's all of the Captain America outfits thrown into one, but that's how it's supposed to look. Like, he has the military fatigue pants.
Yeah.
And he's got like some stars and stripes on the chest, and he's got the wing, and it's all vibranium. That's the dope part.
Pull this up. I think I've seen the scene of them fighting when he's in it, and he's also got the wings, right?
Yeah, he has the wings. One of the coolest parts is he stops. He's saving 2 NYPD chopper pilots. Can't remember the name.
Pilots. Wow.
He saved 2 military.
Make
pilots.
sure to mute it.
And when he's saving them, they have to land on a bridge, and the chopper tries to smash them, and he covers him with the wings on the sides and the shield over the top, and it is the dopest scene. Like, it is so cool. I'll pull it up.
Okay. Speaking of like Marvel and stuff, did you see what James Cameron said about Marvel movies the other day?
No, what did he say?
He hopes that they keep making billions of dollars because cinema's dying right now due to what happened with the pandemic and just everything closing, and no one's going. I mean, we saw with Tenet. For anyone who hasn't seen,
the only one I could find has goofy subtitles over the top, but this is
okay.
There you go. This is the first scene that we see him in at close up.
Oh, that does look goofy.
Just a little goofy, right? But when I tell you it is perfectly comic accurate, that is pulled from the comic books.
I've seen that on Marvel Ultimate Alliance.
Yeah, it is pulled straight out of the comic book. It is awesome.
No shit. Okay. Damn, Sebastian Stan would be a good Luke Skywalker.
Have you seen him in the Luke Skywalker outfit?
Are you talking about that fan art people? Yeah.
You can't tell.
I know.
You can't tell that it's not Mark Hamill.
I mean, yeah, you can. Only because it's fucking Sebastian Stan, bro. He's got the man chin. Yeah.
So, I can't say anything more nice about Falcon. He's perfect. And he throws the shield out of the window, and instead of waiting for it to come back, he catches it by flying towards it. Like, that was dope. And John Walker comes back. He made his own shield.
Is it bad?
It throws. It didn't just fling on the ground.
It didn't bounce.
No. And Bucky gets to save people, like just save people instead of murdering people to save people.
Why does John Walker look confused?
Because he has to choose between killing the person who murdered his best friend or saving the people.
Well, and they made him fucking Captain America. He can't decide.
He saved the people.
Yeah. Oh well. After
contemplating it, he is a bad guy. That's like the whole point. Is John Walker is a bad guy.
Yeah. So doesn't he have more to do with this story? I thought he was going to be like the big thing.
Well, at the very end of this, that's the new comic accurate suit we get. We get the black and white and red U.S. agent suit, and that's his new suit. It's probably going to show you at the end of this.
It would be dope if they did.
And the power broker, do you want me to... Spoiler warning, last spoiler warning. The power broker is Sharon Carter. She is the power broker.
Like she's evil?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I don't like how she's able to act so good as evil. Like the way her eye twitched now.
The way that people think it's going to go is they very...
they're talking about Chris Evans coming back for this.
Yeah, they very obviously set up that the world is upside down right now.
Without Captain America.
And good is bad and bad is good. So Sharon Carter, like her Aunt Peggy Carter, was the best.
That was the whole...
So they think that...
What about when she spoke at her fucking funeral?
They believe that she is just getting on the bad side to be a spy and keep all the bad guys in check. Because she's the power broker. She's the dope people among them.
Oh.
So she's like, she wants to help Sam. And she did. And look at that scene. That's a great shot right there.
Oh, that is what?
Beautiful shot.
He can't fly like that.
Who? Falcon? Yeah, he can. He can
hover.
Remember, anything he does now, it's all Wakandan tech.
Oh, never mind. He could do it. Yeah, it's possible.
And Isaiah Bradley, such a sweet scene. He is the...
Did Bucky ever tell that one guy about his son?
Yes. That is at the very end of this. He does it.
What's he say?
He says... Oh, dude, it's honestly really sweet. I might have to pull it up.
He already knew, didn't he?
No, he says, your son was murdered. And he said, what? How do you know? And he goes, because it was me. And because it was the Winter Soldier. And I know that because I'm the Winter Soldier. And then he Bucky starts to cry like it's rough. And you don't see what he says in response, but he leaves. And then it shows Bucky. There's the U.S. agent suit. You see Bucky leave, and then he's walking down the street. Right here.
We're watching a YouTube recap of the episode for those who can't see this.
He's walking down the street, and he passes where him and him went. Sorry, Nakajima and Winter Soldier.
I was about to say him
went to eat food at this place because Nakajima didn't go outside since his son died. His son is the person who always took him places. Wow. When he passes by, he left. Like, he went to the store by himself. Nakajima did.
Oh.
Once he told him what happened to his son. And then the scene that you just saw right there with Isaiah Bradley was Sam had went to talk to Isaiah Bradley before, and he said the world isn't ready for a black Captain America, and nobody will know my story because if as soon as you tell the world what happened to me, I'll be dead within a day. You can't tell me I won't. And once he came out as Captain America, he has a fantastic Captain America speech.
Who?
Sam does. And it convinces the UN to reopen the borders and the One World, One People, like Carly's entire movement.
Carly?
The super soldier who stole
the whole point she was trying to make.
Yeah, Carly Morgenthau.
Well, because it makes you wonder, because you have places like, is it Valorant on, what's that planet in Guardians of the Galaxy to where it's a one world government? John C. Reilly is one of the officers.
Oh,
you know what I'm talking about, though.
It's Xandar.
Yeah, okay. It's funny to see places like that are literally in the same universe, and now they have obviously made it abundantly clear we can do crazy things with technology. Like, we could probably go to that planet, and yet we're still in the show living with like strange ideology that no, we're still not one.
Right. So
we're all still against each other.
Exactly. That was his whole point. In his speech, he said, "You guys have as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager.
Yeah.
You just got to choose what are you going to do with it."
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah. And he said, it was a cool reference back to it's one of the most famous songs that people know now. It's In the Room Where It Happened, Hamilton.
Mm-hmm.
The disparaged people have to be in the room where it happens. If all the rich people are making all the decisions, like, the people who are affected by the decisions they're making need to be in the room.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what he was saying. And it's a fantastic speech. But Isaiah Bradley sees that speech, and Sam goes to see him afterward. And he says, "You need to get dressed. I want to show you something." And Isaiah Bradley compares Sam. He says, "You're not," but he compares them to him. He says, "You're no Malcolm or Martin, but you're pretty good. Like, I like you. I appreciate you." And he takes him to the old Captain America memorial in the museum, the Smithsonian, I believe. And
I'm not sure where it's at.
He goes through it, and in one of the parts of the Smithsonian, he added a plaque and like a whole memorial, an entire section dedicated to Isaiah Bradley, so that nobody will forget his story.
And who is Isaiah Bradley in this?
Isaiah Bradley is the super soldier. He was created by the government. They told him and a bunch of other test subjects that they were injecting them with tetanus. And it was after Cap went in the ice.
So this is like the Tuskegee experiments type shit.
This is like...
But comic book.
Yeah, he went in and saved, like... It was exactly what Captain America did with the Howling Commandos. He went in and saved them.
And they were like, no, he's not coming back.
Not even that. When he saved them, they put him in jail for 30 years.
Why?
Because he's black.
Jesus, I was just so loud in the mic. I know that peaked. And because he's fucking black?
Because he's black.
And they showed this in the show?
They're trying to tackle issues. Speaking from a place of privilege, I think that it handled its material very well. But obviously, I don't know.
I've seen a lot of pretty good things about it.
I think that it handled that very well. And on a side note, I think Bucky is done very, very well in this. And at the very end of this, he's such a sweetheart.
Really?
Yes.
I thought and that was always the weird thing to me is, I think we talked about this last time, and I don't know if we talked about it on the podcast or not, but Bucky always struck me as weird after he got brainwashed, because the emotion, just nothing. And yeah, I think we did talk about this, because now, I mean, look, he's smiling, right?
Have you seen the scene where he gets cured of his brainwashed.
Which part?
It's a scene in Wakanda.
Was this in the movies or is this?
It's in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Okay, I don't think I've seen it then.
Hold on. Talk to the people because I cannot type and talk.
Right now, Josh is finger fucking the shit out of the controller trying to type in this episode on YouTube.
Lord,
what?
That was just a lot.
Finger fucking?
Yeah.
No, think about it. It's like, what finger food? When you finger fuck the food, spread germs everywhere. You fumble in the bag with your fingers.
Here you go. This might be a promo. This might be the wrong one. No, okay, we're good.
Wakanda. All right. Wakanda Night 6 years ago. It's a picture of Bucky next to a fire.
So in this scene, basically, it's the Dora Milaje. It's
who are the Dora Milaje?
The Dora Milaje are the chosen protectors of the Wakandan king. It was T'Chaka, now it is T'Challa. Assumedly, it's going to be Shuri now.
I don't know. They don't know what they're doing yet.
Exactly.
There's a petition going both ways right now on the internet. So
I'm not against them recasting him, but I'm not against them recasting him, but I don't know. I don't think that it's disrespectful to recast him.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's like.
So sorry. In this scene,
is she saying the?
She is saying the Winter Soldier initiation codes,
showing him that. Oh my god!
And she even says, "You're free."
Oh my god! He is hysterically crying.
It is very, very touching.
Because he's like, fuck.
So, sorry. The Dora Milaje are the chosen protectors of the King of Wakanda. And she is a good friend of Bucky now. They call him White Wolf.
Well, I knew they called him White Wolf because they called him White Wolf in, was it Endgame or Winter or...
at the very, very end of...
Infinity War?
No. I want to say Civil War. Because at the end of Infinity War, he shows up. He's there for the battle. Because remember, Thor shows up, and he's spinning Rocket around with the machine gun, so he's already fighting.
No, I'm pretty sure that, remember, it's after fucking, whatchamacallum's kids get zapped away, and then they're showing everywhere.
That's Endgame.
Yeah, it's in the beginning of Endgame that they show his arm, I think.
No, it's not.
Yeah. He's like, where's the war?
No, he's fighting the war in Infinity War.
Okay, well then there's a scene in Infinity War. I don't think it's
at the end of Civil War, Goober. Look, I'm gonna pull up the scene. You're gonna feel like a really silly bitch.
Maybe I will, maybe I won't.
Bucky gets his arm seen. I'm gonna look that up, okay? I'm not even gonna look up anything specific, okay? Just so that you feel better about yourself.
I'm trying to feel better. I guess we'll see. Bucky crying. You are slow at typing, huh?
It's because it's this remote. If it was on Xbox, I'd be fine.
Bucky girlfriend. Bucky gets his arm.
Infinity War.
That's what I just said.
You said in-game? It's on recording.
No, it's on recording, and then you said, no, it's at the end of Civil War.
I said it's at the end of Civil War or Infinity War.
Okay, well, there at the end, I agreed and said then it must be at the beginning of Infinity War.
Listen to this man backtrack.
I just said it must be at the beginning of Infinity War earlier.
They call him White Wolf at the end of Civil War, I believe. Because I know that he's there at the end of Civil War.
And he says, where's the fight, right? There's no subtitles, but he said it, I think. I gotta tighten this microphone. Give me 2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen.
Either way, the Dora Milaje are good friends with Bucky, and they named him White Wolf. I believe the children named him White Wolf. In the comic books, White Wolf was the white adopted brother of T'Chaka. T'Challa.
T'Challa?
Yeah, T'Challa is Chadwick Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace, man. I still can't believe he's dead. That's nuts.
Luckily, we still get to see what if Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther was Star-Lord. So I'm excited for that.
And did you also see that? Geez, yeah. So I'm so sorry for the sound quality, but there was, I believe, Chris Evans is gonna voice Spider-Man on one of the What If episodes.
Probably,
if I read it correctly.
There's like supposed to be like 23 different episodes, or 30 or something like that.
Okay.
And I know one of them is What If Zombies, and I'm like very excited for that.
That's gonna be weird. Yeah, he's either voicing or they're talking about him being the voice of Spider-Man. At some point.
And I think the way that they're phrasing it is, what if King T'Challa was Star-Lord? So I assume that it's just instead of
what if King T'Challa was Star-Lord?
Yeah. So instead of Peter Quill getting abducted by Yondu, it's gonna be T'Challa being abducted by Yondu.
Chadwick's character.
Yeah.
How would they do that now? Animate him?
It's all animated.
I know, but
so yeah.
Would they use his likeness? Is what I'm saying.
Chadwick Boseman, yeah, he recorded the voice lines already. That's what I was saying.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what I had said.
You
sorry.
You weren't.
I meant
clear.
Earlier. I had said that luckily he had recorded the voice lines already for What If, so we get that.
Okay.
Because he could have done that, not literally, but he probably could have done that from a hospital bed if he needed to.
That's terrible.
Yeah, but it's recorded.
I know, but still. But I get you. I don't know if I'm super excited for What If because of the animation itself. Like
that's fair. I'm excited for the storylines it'll bring, and you have to.
It's canon, remember, right?
It's not canon.
I mean, how does that work?
Well, technically, all Marvel is canon now, but it's just multiverse. It's just the different.
So now everything can be explained.
Like the MCU is Earth 999999999.
Is the MCU the one that made this all possible, though? Like, is it because of their storytelling and the
possibly,
or is it something they
work it in there like that? But
no, I meant with the multiverse.
Oh no.
You said technically everything's canon. How long has it been like that?
Well, it always has been.
Always has been. Always will be.
Always has been.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? Okay. Yeah. Has it?
I think it was retconned. Always has been, but I don't know, dude. That's a good question.
That's kind of what I thought.
That's a good question.
You have other comic books that don't necessarily because you have like
well, not everything ties in, but like it's the same way as like how can you have Darkseid in so many stories in DC? It's the different dimensions. I think DC explains it very, very well. It's called Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I know. Well, yeah, they did a whole TV show about it.
Well, if you like DC, you liked it.
I'm sorry. Hold on. They didn't do. I don't think they did a whole TV show. They integrated that storyline into
Supergirl, Flash,
several TV shows.
Arrow, Batwoman.
It was the biggest thing DC has pulled off.
Batwoman's black now.
Probably.
Yeah, Ruby Rose got bullied out of the role, and they gave it to a black girl.
Why'd Ruby Rose get bullied out of it?
Because people didn't like her.
How come? She is kind of too pretty.
It's not. Well, Batwoman's pretty. It's that the main controversy was that she kept. They made it seem like she was better than Batman because she was a woman.
Who?
Ruby Rose.
Who made it seem
sorry. It probably wasn't her because she's an actor. She doesn't have any say in this bullshit. But it was like the producers of the show and stuff like marketed it towards like she. One of the main staple lines from the trailers that I watched was it's the Lucius of the story. I don't know his name. It's like Lucius Fox's kid.
Okay.
He is in the Batcave, and she walks in on him, and she walks up to the bat suit. And he says it's perfect in every way. And she goes, it will be perfect when it fits a woman.
That's some big dick energy. I don't understand why that's bad.
Well, people were just upset about it.
I mean, I don't know if I'd be upset.
Well, you know how people are, white knights and bullshit.
But it's a different storyline.
Yeah. I mean, I think that line was a little much.
Yeah?
Well, yeah. Batwoman has never been really loved by the fans.
Hold on, I'm being called on. Okie doke. What day is it? Is it Saturday? I have this on recording. The dude at the door should let you in to Sportsman's on a Saturday. You'll be all right. Show him your boobs.
Don't show him your boobs.
Show him your boobs, bro.
You know what? Show him your
Hey,
boobs.
if it's the dude at the front, go to the dude in the back. And if the dude in the back doesn't let you in, fuck around and just walk to the front. I'm not even kidding. Seriously, they have 2 different door guys. Fuck them. I don't care. I know them both. She's 21. She can go to the bar. Her ID's just expired.
She's an adult.
Dude, they won't let her into the bar if the ID's expired. Is she any less 21? No, but it's technically not a valid ID. And I'm like, okay, that makes no fucking sense, but okay.
Government.
That's my TED Talk. Welcome to it. It's over. Boom. Anyway, she just made me lose all my train of thought. You were talking about different storylines.
And you
were saying DC executed the storytelling of it a little better on the comic book side?
Just on the understanding why there's so many different versions of so many different like characters we love. Like how many different Batmans are there? Like there's a ridiculous amount. And like they just basically canonized in a way Michael Keaton, George Clooney, Joel Schumacher, like all those Batmen.
Did they canonize it by explaining it in a storyline that these are different universes?
Yeah, it's completely different universes, but just little different details.
So they did get weird with it and say, yes, different universes.
Yeah, well, it's different Earths with the exact same.
Okay.
Like,
well, they get into that shit heavy in the Justice League.
Well, that's what I was gonna say is that I've been playing Injustice.
Okay.
Which gets into that specifically.
Yeah, it does.
And it's just like it just I think they did really good with it.
Okay.
I think they did a really good job handling the Infinite Earths.
No shit. Okay. Yeah. See, I wish Marvel had something like that. I'm sure they do, but we're just not.
We're getting to it.
You think so?
In MCU, yeah, Multiverse of Madness is gonna directly.
See, and then that would be the movies directly affecting comic book storytelling.
Multiverse of Madness is supposed to have Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire in it as well.
So, some fancy comic book writer, how do people write for canon? That's what I want to know. How do studios have to pick up canon storytelling? The property owners?
What do you mean?
Like, if I was to write a story for, like, you remember the original Star Wars books after the first couple of movies were made?
Yeah.
And then they canonized those books, and then eventually scrapped those, and they're no longer canon.
They're no longer canon because they wanted Chewbacca to be alive.
Long story short, yeah.
Fucking
but okay,
bullshit.
just like that. Well, when they were picked up as canon, then easily dropped and replaced. Who had a say in that, and can other companies do it just as easily?
Whoever holds the rights to the property that said canon, like Harry Potter's canon, is the person in charge of Harry Potter's canon.
So like J.K.
Rowling is in charge of Harry
and that's
Potter.
why so many people were pissed off that she could just tweet and say Dumbledore was gay.
And that's canon now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So why are people mad when that's her story?
Because it's her story, but she left it ambiguous for a reason. The only reason she's doing it is she waited until it was mainstream.
I know.
Okay, and second off, she didn't say it like, oh yeah, the fans were right and this and that. She was like, no, they were always gay. This was always my vision, and I always wanted it to be obvious, but I couldn't. Well, why couldn't you? It was your book.
I mean, at the time, no. I mean, if you think about it, when she released the books, no, she probably couldn't have done that.
Yes and no. I think it's a little bit of a cop-out answer.
Those books would not have been picked up like that.
She also said she
wanted
Dumbledore
she was a flaming fruit. Absolutely not.
She says Hermione and Harry should have been together, not Ron and Hermione. And like I get that, like that's you want
who?
Harry Potter and Hermione should have been together, not Ron Weasley and Hermione.
I almost agree with that, but I kind of don't.
I think it subverted our expectations in the best way for Ron and Hermione to get together.
In the book, it's way better, though. In the movies, they don't really do a good job at explaining the Ginny and the... they do a better job with Ron and Hermione only because they're on screen more, but dude, him and Ginny get fucking married. Don't they? Yeah, and we see that at the end of, the last movie?
Yes.
Okay, and they don't even really explain that.
No, not at all. I really liked.
Now, don't get me wrong. If you watch the movies, I could be missing something because I haven't watched them in a couple years. But I'm sure they hint at them getting together in the like Deathly Hallows and those last couple.
And Neville Longbottom's the real chosen one.
What?
Yeah, you not know that?
No. Wait,
have you really not heard that?
I might have heard this.
So, good Lord, we are off topic.
I don't give a fuck.
Neville Longbottom is the real chosen one, and the reason it took so long for everybody to notice and realize it. And
holy shit, you just mumbled that.
Neville Longbottom is the real chosen one. Okay, here's why. So, for the first 20 fucking years that Neville was a wizard, not literally 20, it was like.
I know.
7.
Yeah.
But he insisted on using his father's wand. Do you remember that?
The one he kept fucking up with?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Wanna know why he was fucking up? Because it was his dad's wand. It wasn't the one that chose him. It was his dad's wand. He wanted to use his dad's wand. So when he finally lets go of his dad's wand and chooses the wand that shows him, right? He's a G. He's a god. Guess who pulled the sword? I don't know Harry Potter lore very well. But the only person who can
whose wand did he get?
His wand. I thought. Or it might be...
what wasn't that the
It might be like the dope wand. Like the one that's like one of the Deathly Hallows.
Well, because I know the dude was like, well, Harry, you got a crazy wand. You know what I mean?
It's the one... It's a phoenix feather wand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Can I quote you on that?
Yeah, because the one who got the other half of the phoenix feather was Voldemort.
Oh, okay.
That's why people thought he was the chosen one.
Okay, that makes sense. That's why people thought he was the chosen one. Okay,
but
anyway,
the reason Neville's the chosen one is because, again, I don't remember the Harry Potter lore, but it's like the Griffin sword.
Mm-hmm.
He pulled it out of the hat, and the only person who can pull it out of the hat is the chosen one.
Harry did that.
So did Neville.
Wait, did Harry do that, or did someone place it in the hat? Or I thought the whole point was you had to be able to pull it out of the hat for it to even be placed there or something like that.
Exactly. I don't remember.
I don't know the lore.
But I know that...
we're terrible at...
Exactly. I know enough to be like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Well, I mean, technically, I guess the lore could be whatever JK says this week.
And he could have... Like, he's the one who took on Voldemort. Harry was fucking rocks on the ground.
Did he take on Voldemort?
Yeah. Do you not remember? Have you not seen the last movie?
I have. Dude, I said it's been a couple years.
Yeah, he's the one who took on Voldemort in the last movie.
Oh.
Harry was fucking dead on the ground.
That's right. When they're in the courtyard?
Yeah.
And
that's when he pulls out the hat.
And that's when Malfoy should have been... Dude, I'm 90% sure they had a deleted scene where Malfoy actually refuses to go with his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the deleted scene is a lot better. But I'm pretty sure in the book...
Like kneeling in Endgame?
Like kneeling in Endgame?
When they kneeled to Tony?
If we're being completely honest, I thought that was kind of cheesy. I thought it was a great scene that should have been included.
Well, yeah, it's totally cheesy. That's like the whole point.
We're referring to the deleted scene in Endgame where...
there's a deleted scene in Endgame. It's at the very end whenever Tony Stark snaps. And when he's dead on the ground... spoilers. He's dead on the ground. And it pans outward, and you see Pepper and War Machine and Tony and Peter, and then it zooms out more, and it's like everybody kneeling. Captain Marvel, Hulk,
like out of respect,
Hawkeye, yeah,
for like a fallen soldier, yeah.
It's before the funeral scene, and it just shows like.
Okay, see, but if you think about it,
sacrifice.
To me, it would have been weird to have that scene and the funeral scene.
Agreed. That and the funeral scene would
because
then
weird. It's like doubling the dose on.
But maybe you could have a
Tony
funeral
Stark.
for the other people who died.
You could what?
For the other people who died, like Vision.
That was 5 years ago.
Not for Wanda.
Yeah, it
Falcon,
was.
No.
Well, I guess.
She said, "Have you not seen WandaVision either?" Because she says that in WandaVision.
I have seen WandaVision.
She says, "I woke up, and he was gone. I didn't have time to mourn."
Did she get snapped away too?
Yes.
Man, they kept that subtle, didn't they?
What?
Her getting snapped away. I don't remember her getting snapped at all.
No, she fades. Like she's holding Vision, and you see her. Like you see it in Infinity War.
And then they just never bring it up until WandaVision.
I guess. She shows back up in Endgame.
I know, but I meant like they don't. it doesn't play a big part until WandaVision.
You could say that about Bucky too.
I think that was the point in all of them.
And Falcon and T'Chaka and everybody else who got dusted.
See, they do shit like that. The same company, Disney, does shit like that and sets up a movie to end perfectly enough to set up like 32 different shows wonderfully. And then you do some shit with Star Wars like that.
It's because they're different people in charge.
Well, there's a fucking problem if you got that polar opposites in the same company distributing $1 billion.
Kathleen Kennedy is fucking, but
what?
I don't know who Kathleen Kennedy is fucking, but good for her. I guess she's making that bank, dude. But she's shitting on our dreams the whole time.
I thought there was. I could have sworn I heard that she recommended someone to take her place.
Was it Jon Favreau?
I think she recommended Jon Favreau to take her place when she is no longer in charge. Like, I think she specifically said she wants Jon Favreau to take over the Star Wars universe.
What a saint.
I mean, that's a good save.
She's still a bitch.
Yeah, she's still a
I'm
bitch.
biased.
I mean, is she that bad?
I can tell you one thing.
Ooh, tell me the one thing.
Okay. Yeah. Let me spit this out of my face hole. You're gonna let me spit this whole thing out of my face, okay?
Here we go.
I know some insider details. You ready? There are 8 Star Wars shows coming up. Okay, Rogue Squadron, Cassian Andor, Acolytes, Visions, Ahsoka, the Rebels one, and like 2 others. They're all, there's 8 shows. Okay, 4 of them are Dave Filoni shows and Jon Favreau shows.
Okay,
and 4 of them are Kathleen Kennedy shows. Okay.
Okay.
Whichever ones perform the best is the winner. The winner gets Star Wars, and I'm not fucking with you.
You really think so?
Yes, I really think so. Kathleen Kennedy's are like Vision, Acolyte, Andor, and Rogue Squadron, I believe. And then Dave Filoni's is New Rangers of the New Republic, Boba Fett, that's the one I forgot, Ahsoka, and the Rebels series that's coming out. I think there's something I'm forgetting. But yeah, they're literally competing for the title of Star Wars.
I think you're literally forgetting The Mandalorian.
Yes and no. I think there was more shows.
No, I know, but I meant like you didn't even say that.
Well, that was implied, especially when I said Boba Fett.
Okay,
Bad
that's
Batch.
another
Bad
that's
Batch.
another thing. Who's taking over Boba Fett?
What do you mean?
Who's doing that?
Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni.
Okay.
And Taika Waititi's probably coming in to direct a few
because
episodes.
that's like, I love the director buddies.
Yeah.
That should, like I want Kevin Smith to slide in there too.
Yeah, definitely. That would be awesome.
Absolutely. Fuck yeah, dude. Are you kidding me? That'd be dope as fuck.
But yeah, Book of Boba Fett's coming out December. I was going to talk about Bad Batch is releasing May the 4th.
May the 4th. My birthday is May the 5th.
Yeah. Revenge of the 5th.
Revenge of the yeah. May the 4th be with you, and then my birthday is Revenge of the 5th. Yeah. Terrible, isn't it?
That's awesome.
I know, it's my favorite episode too. I think that's everybody's though.
Revenge of the Sith? No, dude.
Bro, peak choreography.
Return of the Jedi.
Luke.
Leave me alone.
It's my Luke.
It's Jabba's palace.
It's Jabba's palace.
Dude, that scene alone.
Just when he comes in and he Jedis all of them?
No, not even that. Well, obviously that. But at the very end of the Jabba palace scene, whenever he is when he's about to get sacrificed to the Sarlacc pit,
yeah,
he does a flip, gets the lightsaber.
Is he just too smooth with it?
He's just the best, man. And then he doesn't kiss his sister. Saved it this time. Doesn't kiss his sister, and he swings, and he lands, and he looks dope. And he saved Han Solo. And he killed Boba Fett. This is great.
It's just great. I love the nostalgia.
Can I just tell you how awesome it was that Boba Fett wasn't there to see Luke? Because he would have fired. At the end of Mandalorian, he was in a ship.
That would have been a pretty dope reunion, because Luke would have been like, pretty sure I left you in a Sarlacc pit. And then Boba Fett would be like, pretty sure I saw you when I was falling down a hole. I think that's the last we saw each other. And all of a sudden we're here. Here's your baby. I guess
you don't think
he'd be
Boba
like,
would have shot him?
No, he'd have been, he'd have shot him. Luke would have dodged it, and they'd have been like, all right. I think
you're cool.
I think we can live with this, because they obviously they'd have to acknowledge they're on the same side. Not to mention,
yeah, it definitely seems like Boba's being set up to be an anti-hero.
Isn't that the point?
Yes and no. Boba wasn't. The reason we like
you
Boba.
Said Boba wasn't.
The reason we like Boba is because he's not like an asshole. He is and he isn't. Like he's just a simple man making his way across the galaxy.
Yeah, he's Din Djarin. Is that his name?
No, that's Mandalorian.
Yeah, is that his name?
Yeah, Din Djarin.
Yeah, he's Din Djarin before his character development. Just a badass bounty hunter that goes through, and he's not really right or wrong, but he's not really wrong. He's just kind of doing his job, going through the galaxy.
Yeah, and he saved that one chick.
That's what I'm saying. Is he's not a bad guy, but he's not a good guy.
He could have turned her bounty in. You know how much she cost?
Well, and that's my point, because they also hint at the fact that even though bounty hunters are technically perceived as good guys, they are bad guys, and they do look at them in a negative light.
Mm-hmm.
So I think regardless of how they spin it, he would have to be the anti-hero just based on the...
Yeah, because Greedo could be a good guy. It just depends on who pays more.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it'll come down to. Is he has to be the anti-hero regardless. The cool part will just be
what they don't talk about is the guy who actually raised Boba Fett and helped him learn the ropes was Bosk and Dengar.
Who are they? Collect yourself.
Bosk is the lizard dude with the TIE fighter spacesuit.
TIE fighter spacesuit, bog lizard dude. He's got the big old spacesuit.
Yeah, here.
He's pulling it up. Give it a goog.
The nickname for Dengar is Toilet Paper Man.
Toilet Paper Man?
Yeah.
Lovely. Love that for that guy. You looking it up?
That's Bosk.
Okay, yeah. I know that guy. That fucking guy. So, that's who raced Boba Fett? Him and who?
I'm just going to show you. Look what I'm Googling at the top. It says Toilet Paper Man Star Wars. Okay?
Okay.
Watch.
Toilet Paper Man Star Wars. Wait, I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh, okay.
Dengar.
Yeah. Dengar. Really?
I just want everybody to know, because this is just a sound podcast. I looked up Toilet Paper Man Star Wars. Dengar popped up. It was awesome.
I love that for you. Jesus.
Yeah, Dengar raised Boba Fett, basically.
Okay.
He showed him the ropes and taught him the ranks, basically. And this is a picture of actually for the main bounty hunters. So IG-11 is the robot.
Okay.
Bosk is on the far left. Boba Fett is in between IG-11 and Bosk.
Yeah.
And then on the far right is Dengar.
Okay. He's showing me an old school picture of
It's from Empire Strikes Back.
All them together. Okay. That's pretty dope. I didn't know that. I'm not very well.
Actually,
I'm not very well.
These guys are bounty hunters too.
I'm not very well.
And they have names, and they're not as popular, but they're like
pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in Star Wars lore, if you're down with the get down, okay, I got you.
They have names, and they do stuff.
Gotcha. I'm not super down with it, so I'm not 100%, but I know enough to keep up.
I figured that's why I didn't say their names.
Yeah, thank you. Because
Zuckus and Forlom.
Yeah, fuck no, I would have never understood that. I'd have been like, huh? I'd have been like, bless you.
You do know Aura Singh, though.
I know the name.
White everything, red hair, and red outfit.
Yeah.
Orange, I guess.
The one that is in...
Long fingers, too. Phantom Menace.
Oh, I was thinking of the one lady in... Oh, some bitch.
Attack of the Clones?
I guess it's Empire Strikes Back. Or maybe it's Return of the Jedi. When they're talking to the Death Star plans, I thought one of the girls there. when they're at the meeting.
Mon Mothma? Oh my god, wait, you are talking about Mon Mothma.
Am I?
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
You low-key described her, though, right?
Yeah, Mon Mothma has a white, like, Greek cloak.
And, like, red hair.
And red hair,
okay.
Yeah. I was talking about, like, an alien chick.
Okay.
With a red ponytail.
Oh.
And pale white skin. And long fingers.
Okay, yeah, don't know her.
Yeah, you should, because she's in Phantom Menace, the remastered version, not the original.
Is the remastered better, I'm assuming? Has to be.
I've watched Phantom Menace recently.
Yeah.
And I didn't hate it.
I don't hate any of them.
I do.
Yeah, here's my hot take. I don't hate any Star Wars movie they have ever released.
Do you want to hear my hot take?
Oh, boy.
I hate A New Hope.
Which
Episode
one?
4. That's the first one.
Explain. You're about to piss people off
I
right
am.
now.
I am. Okay.
Because they're going to say, you piece of shit 20-year-old.
Right?
Yeah.
I also think Empire Strikes Back is overrated. Like, that's
okay.
That's
and,
Dad's favorite one, too.
Yeah, and then you pull it in, you reel all that in with, I love Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi's the best one.
Okay, you don't get Return of the Jedi without Empire Strikes Back or A New Hope.
Agreed. Okay, but my point is, okay, the reason I don't like A New Hope is I just think that it was limited by the time. Mm-hmm. And I think that it just looks like a campy sci-fi 70s
okay,
movie. And I get that. I get
okay,
that.
but you say that, but had it not been George Lucas, you wouldn't have gotten those practical miniature sets, and it would not look like that.
I like the miniature sets. I'm saying I don't like the sword fighting, and that's my favorite part about Star Wars. I don't like the lightsaber duels. The lightsaber is too played down, and I get that.
Okay,
it was because they were limited by the time.
Okay, I was gonna say a good argument is you could also blame specifically again George Lucas because he wanted to make the movie anyway.
But can I explain why at the same time I love how they appreciated the lightsaber in that movie though?
That was the whole premise.
I think that
that's what kicked off the lore.
In 1, 2, and 3, the newer ones, mm-hmm. and especially in 4, 5, and 6. And then on to 7, 8, 9. I think 7, 8, 9 shat on it.
Lightsabers?
Yes.
No, they
shat on them.
No, what they were trying to do was change the ideology, and this is a saber, and this but it's not the most powerful weapon you have.
Okay, but the whole point is that the Kyber crystal, your connection to the Force.
You can argue this, but even in old canon, Luke proved things can change for the better.
Yes,
even if
but hold on.
Okay.
The Kyber crystal is tied to you. The Kyber crystal calls out to you.
Yes, they even fucking.
Do you want to know?
They retcon themselves by making the fucking game.
Do you want to know what's fucking
Jedi
awesome?
Fallen Order?
Do you want to know what's awesome?
What?
Every single time Anakin broke a lightsaber, do you want to know why Obi-Wan got so mad? And he goes, "Not again."
Because they have to go back and.
Because he has to fucking go to Ilum every time. And do you know what? Do you know what's funny? I saw a meme. I love it.
Isn't the funny part that when he has to go back to Ilum, it's not as easy as grabbing one?
It's not, because you have to find the one that calls to you.
No matter where it is.
No matter where it is on Ilum.
Jesus Christ. So every time he goes back, do you think the Force senses him and they're like, "What the fuck, bro?"
Yes. The thing I like to imagine, and I think it's my headcanon now, is
your headcanon?
My headcanon. Obi-Wan got irritated enough, and Yoda got irritated enough.
Is that a term, headcanon?
Headcanon, yeah.
To where
it's a fan theory, and it's not accepted, but the directors have seen it, and they're like, I like that. That's not terrible. We're not going to confirm or deny that.
But it's also one of those details to where even if they confirmed or denied it, it doesn't change the overall lore. Okay.
It doesn't change anything. It's just something cool that you could. And
I got you. You thirsty?
Cool that you can imagine.
You thirsty? You want to drink?
A little bit, yeah. But something cool that you can imagine would be that Anakin goes to get his crystal with the Padawans. Yoda makes him go with the Padawans.
That would be great. That makes sense.
He's like, all right, you're gonna lose your lightsaber this much, like a fucking Padawan. Yeah. Okay, you get to go with the Padawans.
Okay. Well, see, and they touched on it in the movie a little bit when they were flying through in the second episode.
Which is why he murdered all the Padawans.
Oh boy, he's like, I fucking hate rolling with y'all. Killed.
They always made fun of coming for another lightsaber crystal, Anakin,
and he just slaughters them. You getting a phone call? He got a phone call. Ring-a-ding-ding. Well, I was going to get a drink, but I'll just talk to you guys. Pippity pop. Bippity boppity, show me the zoppity. Oh, shit.
You know, whenever I leave, you make me entertain the people.
That's true, but when I leave, I come back with fucking goods. The only thing you came back with was an opinion that you're ready to shoot off. Now go, what was it?
That was your job to remember. I was on the phone.
We were talking about Anakin had to go back to Ilum and go with the Padawans and headcanon.
I also really liked the detail in Jedi Fallen Order that they showed you.
No, your hot take was you didn't like fucking Empire.
Yeah, I didn't like A New Hope.
Or Empire?
I think Empire was overrated. I liked it the way that they showed the lightsabers were very, very elegant. And I liked what they did with Luke's story. I just think that it was too copy and paste Hero's Journey.
You're a slut for Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
Yeah, which I still don't understand because Return of the Jedi is great and you get all that character development and stuff and blah, 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 blah.
I just think out of all of them, Return of the Jedi is the most...
It's the most developed as far as like technology and how the screen looks and stuff.
Yes, and at the same time, like the reason Lucas had a blue lightsaber the past two movies is because it looked...
better? Didn't it look better on the screen?
Yeah, it looked better on the screen.
Than other ones?
But they couldn't do, because of where they were going with Luke's blue lightsaber in this movie, because if you remember, the lightsabers were never ignited against the blue sky. Think about that.
What do you mean?
In the past two movies, they weren't ignited up against like a blue sky. It was always a dark room or like a white cave or...
What's your point?
Is they, in the very beginning in Tatooine, there's finally a lightsaber ignition in Tatooine against the blue sky, and they couldn't do a blue lightsaber against the blue sky, so they gave Luke Skywalker a green lightsaber because it looked way better against the blue sky.
Gotcha. And that's why you like it?
I like it because, first off, my favorite color is green.
Jesus. Is your favorite color green because of the lightsaber, though?
No, my favorite color was green, which makes me love the lightsaber. But now it's associated with my favorite color is green because of the lightsaber. So, you know, it's great.
I love that for you. Jesus. This has been a fucking nerd cast today, by the way.
Have you ever seen Star Wars SC-13 reimagined?
Star Wars SC-13?
Yeah.
No.
It is a...
Wait, hold on, I might have.
It is a reimagining of the Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan fight.
Yeah, I've seen it.
We
watched it. Yeah, you and I watched it. Yeah, no, I've seen it. It's I prefer it.
Yeah.
It's way better.
It's my headcanon. That's what happened.
What do you mean that's what happened?
That's how that fight went.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Why wouldn't it have gone
that way? It was
that
just
way?
Limited by the time. That's what I'm saying is in 1, 2, and 3, and sadly, 7, 8, and 9, and I feel like in 6, you just get to see more lightsaber fights. Like the ending lightsaber fight with Darth Vader and Luke Skywalker was awesome. Like a great fight.
I mean, it's a terrible sword fight, but yeah, it's a good fight as far as the story.
It's a terrible fight because of the time, but like it's.
I mean, they could have choreographed a lot better than that shit. But
okay, I feel like it was limited because of Darth Vader's suit, not because of anything else.
For sure, because of his suit, bro. They made sure he was so good to move to kill motherfuckers on
Rebels,
Rogue One,
Squadron, Rogue One or whatever. Rogue One, I think.
Is it Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. They made sure he was so good to move and strike motherfuckers in that.
But
they fucked up his.
Yeah,
they fucked up his outfit. He was like, but if you see where they fucked up his outfit, that gives him room to do this. Oh,
but that's
I'm
not
turning my head
tight.
for people that can't see me.
It's not vacuum tight.
Exactly, which is the problem. But that's what I'm saying. He was loosey goosey, but he would have been dead in the Star Wars universe. So.
I mean,
so they fuck shit up when they make it better.
To cap this off, let me just say I don't hate them. I don't hate any of them, except for episode.
I don't like them because they're
7.
older. I guess like you said, they're
8. I don't like 8.
Limited by their time.
Yeah, I feel like I keep referencing Howard Stark. I'm limited by the technology of my time.
Yeah, but what about movies like that pushed the limits? Well, I guess that movie did, but like what
Push
about
the limits? I think
like 2001: A Space Odyssey? When was that? In like 1960 something?
no.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are we sure?
Yes. Ask Google.
Ask it.
Okay, Google. When was 2001: A Space Odyssey released?
In the United States of America, A Space Odyssey was released on April 2nd, 1968.
Yeah, 1968.
Closer to 70 though. I don't count that. Like in 1960, I that's like black and white Elvis Presley to me.
Okay, but
in 1968, that's that 70s show. That's not.
That's 70s show. What are you talking?
Just to me, like that's separated to me. Like 1959 is like black and white yakety yak.
Okay, yeah, but
that.
68.
But in 68, I feel like it was.
When was Star Wars released? 77.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like
76.
77. 1977 Star Wars.
Yeah, you're right.
I think I am.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But 1977 and 1968, 10 years. Almost 9 years, the difference. And I'm pretty sure 2001: A Space Odyssey was fucking crazy when it came out.
Well, I think it's a great
That movie still holds up today when you refer to like great films in cinema.
Yeah.
2001: A Space Odyssey. Like I've heard that so many times. So limited by time, maybe just the director or story. Like you said, the type of story he's trying to tell. A lightsaber. That's some crazy shit in 77. And he was like, no, let's do it.
And he was always, I really like the care that George Lucas put into it. Because, you know.
He almost fucked it up a couple times, too, though.
Yes, okay, but you have to give it to the man. He's always had his fucking heart and soul into it.
I'll give him that.
Okay, like, did you know that, have you seen the behind-the-scenes footage on, episodes 1 is the one that I've seen specifically, but he walks up to Ewan McGregor, and it's like, it's the first time Ewan McGregor gets to see lightsaber, like his lightsaber.
Right.
And he has like a set of 10 different lightsabers in a box, and Ewan McGregor gets to choose which one he wants, which one calls to him.
That's pretty dope.
And he could choose Darth Maul's. One half of Darth Maul's could have been Ewan McGregor's lightsaber.
No shit.
We could have gotten Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber as Obi-Wan's lightsaber.
Qui-Gon Jinn's lightsaber is so simplistic.
Yeah, but
wait, hold on. Or am I thinking of Obi-Wan's first lightsaber?
Obi-Wan's had the ball and the silver spikes on the bottom. Qui-Gon's was long,
just
and
the straight one.
Black and then silver on the sides.
Okay,
and the red button.
His was boring.
Yeah, his was boring.
Fuck, I think that's enough Star Wars talk today.
I had one more.
Okay, what's one more?
They officially confirmed the remake and remaster of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic.
No, they fucking didn't.
Done
Get the fuck
by
out of town.
The original creator of it, BioWare.
No.
Mm-hmm.
For people that don't know, sorry, I'm going to peek real quick. It's going to be really loud. This is a big deal.
It is a pretty big deal.
It is a pretty big deal. Considering the game is now almost 20 years old.
Yeah, they are going to do it for the 20th anniversary.
Yeah.
Which is in 2 years? 1 year, I think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's coming up because the only reason this even makes sense is because of how big a fan base this game still fucking has.
It is the single greatest standalone Star Wars story I have ever played.
I don't know. You could argue how good of a standalone story it is itself, because this game is so fucking in depth.
It's good enough that the directors of Game of Thrones are helmed to do a trilogy of movies based on Knights of the Old Republic.
Do you know how expensive this remaster is going to be?
I know that they're trying to make it an Unreal Engine.
That's going to be so expensive.
Have you seen? There's footage.
No.
There's a few people who have been doing it to show us what it'll look like.
Do it. Wait, there was one guy fucking working on it.
They sent a cease and desist.
Why?
Because they're doing it themselves. They let him do it for 7 years.
How far was he?
Lucasfilm gave him his blessing. George Lucas said, do it.
Yeah.
Disney said, you can't.
Well, now we're getting something good out of it, though, right?
That's what people thought back then. That was like 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah. Well, if you think about it,
whenever he got his cease and desist, it's because they were working.
I was about to say how big of a game that is. That would take years, and not to mention there's a Knights of the Old Republic too,
which wasn't finished.
It wasn't.
Nope.
What?
In the end, you cut to black, right?
No.
Yeah.
Never finished it.
Because they didn't.
That game broke me.
Do you know? We had a modded Xbox.
Oh, you can say it now.
We had a modded, customized Xbox. The original
God.
one. It had 72 games on it. Downloaded. It thought it was a 360. It was the dopest shit ever.
Yeah, dude.
And we had when we had to download the games. So
this was back in the good old Demonoid days. Like,
can we say exactly what we did?
No.
Okay. We found ways to get games, and we would download them, and we wouldn't have access to those games again. So we downloaded the KOTOR remake. KOTOR 2.
Yeah, we just downloaded it to the Xbox so we could just keep playing it.
And eventually the file corrupted, so you would get to a certain point, and the screen would just cut to black, and you couldn't finish the game.
Now, was that just because we downloaded it?
It was because the file corrupted when we downloaded it.
Okay, so how did the game actually end?
Oh, no. We cut to black an hour into the game, dog. Like on our Xbox. We didn't play at all.
I did.
No.
No, I'm not talking about on that Xbox.
Okay, well, if you played it past that, yeah. Well, the end of the game still cuts to black. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, they didn't finish it. They didn't have the budget. They released it too early. Because the people in charge of BioWare, the people who released it, pushed the release. And they ran out of money. So at the very end of the game, you just kind of cut to black. Yeah.
Well, is that your last Star Wars thing?
I think so. Here, I gotta show you this footage. I believe this is it.
This fucking guy.
Please mute.
Well, before you show me this is a good place to stop. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, it's just a little short one today.
Yeah.
I'm plump tuckered out.
I got you.
But we'll see y'all next time, for real.
Yes, sir. Have a good one, everybody.